I go anywhere with you, 'cause you fill my mind, or you fill my mind. We could build a dream, start up something new. Let the old be dead, let the shadows leave my head. When the world is on your shoulders and you feel like falling over, just come a little closer. I'll be there for you, I'll be there for you. 'Cause when we are together, I know you feel the tension. Just let me in your head so I can be there for you, there for you. The night is young, won't you sing for me? Won't you sing for me till we fall asleep? The night.
What's up, everyone? It's Dani
and Nick.
Welcome back to Airport Talks. You know what number this is?
Episode 9 or 10?
We're losing count. No, I think our Aruba was going to be 10.
Okay.
Well, the airport is crazy today. We could not find a parking spot for the longest time, and we had to pay $19 a day for parking, which is insane. We've never paid that much.
You should have just taken an Uber.
Yeah, well, now we know for Aruba we're going to take an Uber. But there's so many people in here, so it might be a little noisy, but we're going to make the best of it and get our airport dogs in.
Yeah, normally we can find an open gate, but not today.
So we're on the floor. Alright, so today's topic is all about working with your significant other. For me, it's my husband. For him, it's his wife. And like just all questions that we have about working together and finding a balance.
So the first question is like, what are pros and cons with work? What would you say your pros and cons are for working together?
The pro is that you never have to leave each other, so, but then that's also a con, is like sometimes you can get tired of being around someone and like you need your alone time or to do what you want to do, and we're always together. Like we wake up together, we do everything all day together, and then we sleep together, so like literally everything is together, and sometimes that drives me a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
But I love it at the same time because like it sucks when you have a job that you have to leave to then like rush home to get to your
Well,
person.
we had the opposite. There was a time where I was working from like 6 a.m. basically until 3, and then you were working from 3 to 11, and we never saw each other.
Yeah, that sucks.
So you have that side of it
This
too,
is definitely better.
Yeah.
Like I say it's a con, but like it's not really a con because we would rather spend all this time together.
Right.
And another pro is like you get to see like their work ethic and like how they do things, but a con is like finding a balance, and I think that's one of the other questions, like how do we find a balance for work life when we're like constantly doing stuff together, and that's something that we have not figured out yet, I would say.
No. Well, the problem is like when your office is your house, like what are you supposed to do when you decide to stop working versus like we've come up with like you start work at a certain time, you end work more or less at a certain time, and that helps with the
Basically,
balance.
we're creating our own 9 to 5 because that's how we feel like a balance will work the best, is if we're working from 9 to 5 and the other time is not work. But then sometimes like that doesn't work out anyways, because like if you start something and you want to finish, then you might be working all night to finish like a video or something. So it's a little bit iffy. I would say we're still working on finding that work-life balance.
Like if you're really enjoying what you're doing that day, then like sometimes it'll flow over, but besides that, like if sometimes you just have to stop it for today and pick it up tomorrow.
What's your favorite thing that has happened since we started our own company?
I think it is being able to control your own schedule and not have to be like beholden to like driving to an office, like, and I don't know, kind of like the 9 to 5, that type of grind, because you don't have to deal with like commuting, traffic, all that type of stuff.
Slamming this door.
I know. Look how many people are over here. I'll just show you guys. Lots of people. Sorry it's so loud. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest pro is not having to deal with that like 9 to 5, like going to an office, having to deal with all that type of stuff. For us, it's kind of like you just wake up, eat breakfast, and you can start working, which is really nice.
How do we split up like who does what and like finding tasks and like, because there's no boss to tell you what to do, so how do we figure that out?
Well, speaking to the no boss, that can sometimes be a con because you have to like always, sometimes it's easy to have somebody to tell you what to do and like just follow orders, do this thing or whatever, and just like let somebody tell you, but you have to be that person. I think for figuring out which tasks each person does, we kind of try to go for strengths and like what each person wants to do, and most of the time that works out. Like I want to do this part, Danielle wants to do this part,
like more he does the filming, I do the editing, that kind of balance.
Or like even with clients, like Danielle likes to work on a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff, whereas like I'll do more of like the actual active outreach and that type of stuff. But there's other times where it's kind of, we basically almost like drawing straws, just like I guess I'll take one for the team this time or she'll take one for the team the next time type of thing, for things that neither of us like to do. Also, it depends if one of us is free and the other one's not.
I think another thing that we've like had a hard time figuring out is like, because it's two of us and like there's not really a leader over the other, is when we're meeting with potential clients, like who takes the lead in the meeting, and like especially when the client is asking a question that we're not prepared for, like one of us has to decide in that moment like what the answer is going to be, and like you have to be sure that that's going to be what the other person wants. So like,
there can't be like wish-wash, and like you have to both be on the same page.
Yeah, so that's
even if
been
you're
hard.
Not. Like you have to portray that you are.
Yeah, especially when it comes to money. If they're like asking like, well, what would it cost if you did this, this, and this, and that is not in like one of our bundles, but of course we would do something not in the bundle. So to come up with a price on the spot is really hard. So a lot of times we're like, we'll come up with a proposal and we'll send it to you so that we can talk later and come up with an agreeable answer.
So the next question is having to do with traveling and creating your own company.
I think, yeah, because like a lot of people ask like how we can travel, and I think that because we can create our own schedule, as Nick said, and like once you have your clients and you're able to, like, for us, if we do the content creation in the beginning of the month and then we have enough things to do for that client, we can do it from anywhere. So like traveling, like you can still have a remote business. Those like
and
owners
you can post from anywhere.
Yeah, those owners might want to see you like once a month, so it like wouldn't be living abroad forever or like even for an extended period of time, but to be able to travel when you want because you can do your work from where you want, and it's not vacation traveling because you are doing work. And
well, our goal going forward would be able to like actually be able to travel somewhere, work while we're there a little bit, and then actually be able to enjoy the spot too, whether that's working with like different companies or going to like a specific place and working for like a hotel or something like that, and making content for them or doing whatever it might be, or like destination wedding venues could be something that we're trying to get into. So that is like another part that, because we make the decisions and the work that we take on, that could be a possibility too.
Is that the last question?
There's one more. Well, we kind of hit this one already. How do we split up what we do?
Yeah, I asked you that one.
Yeah, so I think that's all the questions we have. We're gonna be in the airport a lot coming up. So
Three more times.
Yeah, 3 more times. So feel free to let us know some questions down below that you want answered in the next airport talks, and we'll look forward to it. So sorry that it was so noisy today and there was all these people. It was a little bit insane.
The next airport talks is gonna be all about traveling with a wedding dress, which is gonna be super crazy, and hopefully that's a little bit more entertaining than this one.
It's probably gonna be very entertaining because we're gonna be scrambling, having no
entertaining
idea.
for you guys and probably for him, but stressful for me. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye guys.